Hello students, in this video we're going to solve the TCS NQT specific questions which were asked during the previous year exams. So let's solve the very first question. Okay, let's solve this question. A train starting from station X was to arrive at station Y at 6 p.m. It could travel at 62.5% of its usual speed and reach Y at 7 p.m. Alright, at what time did it start from X? Fine. So there's a station called X and there's a train which is trying to reach from X to Y, right? When it travels with, let us say, S kilometers per hour, when it travels with S kilometers per hour, there is usual speed, right? Let me just treat S as its usual speed. So when it travels with S kilometers per hour, it reaches the destination Y at 6 p.m. All right. Now I don't know what exactly is the starting time, right? I'm not aware of that. But when it travels with S kilometers per hour, it reaches at 6 p.m. with its usual speed. Now, given one more case, it could travel at 62.5% of its usual speed. Now, so what is this 62.5? Now, is it getting increased or is it getting decreased? How can we identify them? Now, it's very simple as we have discussed in the time speed distance concept. For example, if I say he worked with 50% of his efficiency, what do you say? Did he work more than? No, he worked just 50% of his efficiency, means he put only half of his efforts. Similarly, usual speed, if yes, if the usual speed is basically yes. Now, given the speed has been decreased by 62.5 to 62.5, to not by. So now the speed is 62.5% of his usual speed. Now, how much is 62.5? For information, we have already solved this in terms of percentages. Look, 12.5% is basically 1 by 8. Then how much will be 62.5? When multiplied both the sides on 5 will give me 5 12s are 60, 5 5s are 25. 60 plus 25 will give me 62.5% is nothing but 5 by 8. So now in the second case, so the case 1 is traveling with S kilometers per hour, is reaching at 6 p.m. Whereas when he's traveling in the case 2 with 62.5% of his speed, which is nothing but 5 by 8 of his speed. Now, as speed decreases, if speed decreases, definitely time will increase or decrease. Time increases. Why? Because speed is inversely proportional to time. All right, everybody. So here, time will increase. Now, how much time given increase? The given time is 7 p.m. now. Right? So when it travels from X to Y, the same distance, but with now 5 by 8 of speed, 5 by 8 kilometers per hour, 5 by 8 of S kilometers per hour, he reaches Y at 7 p.m. All right, everybody. Now, clearly, we know that one case, what is that? Distance is constant. All right. Right, everybody, look, if you take the time parameter as difference, right, that is also totally okay, but here we are two unknowns in nature. So S is unknown as well as distance is unknown. So there it will be very difficult. Only one unknown should be there, right? So if you take distance is always constant in both the cases. He's traveling d distance and he's traveling d distance. So distance is constant. So that says S1 into T1 is always equals to S2 into T2. Now what is S1? Let us say usual speed. When he's traveling with usual speed, let me say he's taking T usual time, right? So yes, usual speed, T usual time. So T is usual time. Now, whereas he travels with 5 by 8 of his speed, where the speed got decreased, and that says time should increase. How much time is he taking more? Now, if I'm not wrong, he's taking, the difference is nothing but 54 minutes more. Right, everybody? So he's taking 54 minutes more than the previous time. That says usual time is T. Along with the usual time, he's taking 54 minutes to reach Y when he's traveling at a low speed. Now that says speed gets cancelled, and 8t is equals to 5t plus 55s are 250, 5 4s are 20. 250 plus 20 will give me 270, and that gives me 3t is equals to 270. So 2 is equals to 90 minutes, because we have already discussed t is in terms of minutes now. So here t is what? 90 minutes. What is t basically? His usual time is 90 minutes. Usual time is 90 minutes. Right? Now, that means what? Look, when he's traveling with S kilometer per hour, he takes 90 minutes of journey to reach the destination called Y. right? And when he's reaching the destination called y with usual time, because the question is not the delay time, it is at what time talks about the usual time. We have to remember this one more point. So he's reaching at 6 p.m. if I'm not wrong, given 6 p.m. So I have to subtract 90 minutes in order to get the exact time. So how to find out the answer? Now, very simple. Look, when you go with each option, A, B, C, D, right? Now, so with the given time, he should take 90 more minutes, that is 1.5 hours, which must give you the time called 6 p.m. everybody, right? So same 1.5 hours, which gives you 6 p.m. Same 1.5 hours, which gives you 6 p.m. And the last option also same 1.5 hours, which gives you 6 p.m. Now, or else you can do one more thing, like you can subtract 1.5 hours from 6 p.m. also to get the right answer. And if you do check that, only option C will accept that. Why? Look, if you take 4 hours 36 minutes, 4 hours 36 plus 1.5 hours, look here it is half an hour, right? So when I add half an hour to this, I'll have 1 hour 6 minutes. So 1 hour 6 minutes means 1 hour carried on and 6 minutes half, right? So 4 plus 1 5, 5 plus 1 6. So that says at 4:36 p.m. he starts every day, and he travels with s kilometers per hour. It takes 90 minutes to reach y at 6 p.m. All right, everybody, and that says option C must be the only possible answer, right? So that's how the questions on time, speed, distance can be solved. Right, everybody? Now moving on to the next. The average score in mathematics of a class increases by 10% when if the total marks secured by a number of students who form 20% of the class strength and whose average score is 48 is not included in the calculation. Okay, got it. When this 20% of the students are neglected and also whose average score of 48 is also neglected, the average get increased, right, in the calculation, right? What is the average score? Fine. Now let the average score be X. Let the average score be X. Now, so do you know the number of students? No. So I have to talk about the students also, because strength of a class also matters. So let the strength or the students is equals to 100. Now, can you all tell me what will basically average? Average is nothing but sum of their marks, because they are talking about average of marks now. Average of score is nothing but sum of the marks upon total number of students. And that is average, we don't know, right? And sum of marks, again we don't know, but we know the total number of students. As we have taken average as X, X is equals to sum of the marks I don't know upon total students I know. And that's going to give me, sorry, total students is 100 now, yeah. So that gives me sum of their marks as 100X. I'll remember this point. All right, everybody. Now, talking about the next term, so here we have sum of their marks as 100 marks, right? Now, and given that 20% of the class strength and whose average of 48 is neglected. Now, people, if given 20% of students, look, whatever I write just for your reference, we don't write entire everything, which takes a lot amount of time. But to be very specific and to make sure that everybody is getting benefit, I'm going to write some things in detail, right, at cases whenever it is required. So given 20% of the students are not included. So how many are not included? 20% of the students means 100 students are there, and that says 20 students are not included, right? So 20 students are not at all included in that calculation of their marks. All right, everybody. Now, and parallelly, their average is also not calculated. Their average, which is not included, is nothing but how many marks? 48 marks, right? If each average is 20%'s average, sum will be how much, everybody? So average is again sum upon total. So sum of the marks is equals to, you know what is the average now? Average is 48 into total number of students who did not consider for 20. And that says sum of the marks which are not considered are how many, everybody? Are like 960 marks are not considered. Everybody, have you all got it? So which are not considered? Now, so coming to the point now, when not considered, what happened? When not considered, the average of mathematics in the entire class got increased by 10%. Now, everybody, out of 100x marks, how many are not considered? 960 marks are not considered, right? So considered marks are nothing but 100x minus 90x, 100x minus 960 are basically the considered marks, right? I can say that. Everybody, is that clear? Are nothing but the considered marks. Now, whereas while talk about the number of students out of 100 students, 20 are not considered. Means how many students are considered? Students are considered is nothing but 80. Everybody, 80 students are considered. So when this happened, right, when this happened, the average, what everybody, the average got increased by 10 percentage. Can you tell me what is the total average will be now? 110 percentage, right? Everybody, I hope you all understood the point. 110% of what? 110% of the x average increased what by 10 percentage, right? Everybody, as I took average as x, so average increased by 10 percentage of x, right? And that says 100 plus 10 percentage of x will give me 110% of x is the average that should be increased, right? Now, so when you do the calculation, we know that as when I haven't calculated the number of marks which are considered upon 80, the students considered is always equals to the average only, 110% of x. All right, everybody. Now that says just calculation, 100x minus 960 upon 80 is equals to 110x upon 100. Now 0, 0, 0, 0 gets cancelled, right? And that says 100x minus 960 is equals to 8 11s are 88x. That's going to give me 100 minus 88. 12x is equals to 960. So x is equals to how much, everybody? X is equals to 80. What is x? X is nothing but the average score, and that's what we have found. That is option B, everybody. Is that clear, people? I hope it is. Look, it is very simple. First, talking about the average, we have taken as x, and the students are 100. So that gives me 100x of the total number of marks, total marks, right? Now, out of that, 20 students are in considered, so only 20 are in considered, so 80 are considered. Now, and their average is also not considered. So 20, 48 will be 960 marks are not all considered. So out of 100 marks, if 960 marks are not considered, right, and where only 80% of 80 students are considered, and that resulted in the average getting increased by 110%, right? So as they both are equal in picture, so we have equated both, and that's how we got x as 80. I hope you crystal clearly understood the point, right? Now moving on to the next. What will be the percentage increase in the area of a square if its side is increased by 20? Okay, this is a simple question if I'm not wrong. Now let us take a square, a general square. Now where the side is yes, or let the side be equals to what we can take any value also, no? Let the side be 10 centimeters or 10 meters, whatever it may be. However, meters units are not given. Now if the side is 10 in general, what is the old area of a square? It should be s square, which is nothing but 10 square, so 100 it is. Now whereas after the change, what is after the change happened? Side got increased by 20. If side got increased by 20, the new side will be how much, everybody? The new side will be 120% of the previous one, right? And that gives me, we know how to shortcut, how to apply the shortcut answer. That is 12 centimeters or 12 units. Now the area of new, so new area of a square is nothing but side square, that is nothing but 12 square, which is 144. And the asked question was percentage increase. You all know how to find the percentage change when it is increase or decrease. It is nothing but the difference upon the initial value into 100. Now what is the difference? The difference is nothing but 144 minus 100 upon initial value. Look, from 100 it became 144. So from always initial into 100 divided by 100 into 100. 100 gets cancelled, and there is 44% change that happened, an increment of. When side increases, area also increases. Right, everybody? I hope you all understood how to answer such questions, guys. Right, everybody? Moving on to the next. Okay, now given if the area of a rectangle is 1260 centimeters square and perimeter is 146 centimeters, what is the length of a diagonal? Oh God. Fine. Now how to answer? You just try to answer on your own. If not, I'll help you. Just pause the video and then try the video. I hope you did. Now given the area of a rectangle. Now whenever we have a rectangle, right? If I take a rectangle, it is nothing but the length and the breadth, right? Length and the breadth. So given area, of a rectangle is nothing but 1260 centimeters. Means how can I represent in terms of variables? It is nothing but a into b is nothing but 1260. All right. Now let us not talk about the units as of now, because however no conversion is required because everything is centimeters only. Right. Now we require the diagonal. And given its perimeter also, what is perimeter? Perimeter is nothing but a boundary. So boundary of a rectangle is nothing but 2a's plus 2b's, and that's going to give me the perimeter as 2 into a plus b, which is nothing but 146 centimeters. And that will be saying a plus b is equals to 73 centimeters, I can say, or simply 73. Yes. Now from these two equations, what I require? Look, definitely I need to answer the diagonal. How can I get the diagonal? If you observe, it's simply through Pythagoras theorem. Side square plus side square is equals to hypotenuse square, and that will give you what is the hypotenuse, which is nothing but the diagonal length. So how to answer this? When only I know what is the sides of the rectangle we have. So I need to get a value, I need to get b value. How to do that? Simply by substituting one into the other. Now let me just take this equation as a is equals to 73 minus b. If I take a is equals to 73 minus b and take it as an equation 3, right? Now solving 1 and 3, as in substituting, right? I'm just writing over here. Substituting 3 in 1, what do we get? B into 73 minus b is equals to 1260. Why? Because b remains b. Now in place of a, I have substituted 73 minus b. So that gives me 73b minus b square is equals to 1260. Now just either you can multiply with minus on both the sides, or just make b square and 73 on the other side, and that gives me b square minus 73b minus 1260 is equals to 0. Now we have to find what are the possible values of b through factorization method. All right. Now when multiplied, but everybody, I need to get 1260, and when added, I need to get 73. So you try to tell me how we can find out the value of b. Come on, everybody. Look, when multiplied, you need to get 1260. When added or subtracted, you need to get 73b. What values will give me? Look, if you take 73, right? 73 I cannot get with 20 if I'm not wrong, right? No, that is not all possible. So how to get 73? I can take 20 plus 53, but 20 plus 53 will not give me 2 into 53 is not 126. All right? No, it is not possible. 2 into 53 is not 126. Then what I can do, I should go with more values if I'm not wrong. 20 is not possible, so let me go with 45. If I go with 45 20s, 45 20s will be how much? 900, and require 360, and 45 how many times? 45 8s, because 45 2s is 90 plus 90, yes, that will give me the value. So 45 into 28 can give me 1260, and at the same time minus 45 minus 73 will give me 73 also here, plus if I'm not wrong, right? Yeah, ultimately I got what are the values of possible values of b. So b square minus 45b minus 28b plus 1260 is equals to 0, where if you take b as common, b minus 45 plus when you take minus 28 as common, b minus 45 is equals to 0. What are the values of b, everybody? B minus 45, if you take again common, that leads you to b minus 28 is equals to 0, where b possible values are 28 or 45. If b is 28, then what is a, everybody? A will be 45. It's very simple. If b is 45, a will be 28, right? So I can take any. So as we have taken length as more in terms of length, right, we can take a value as 45. So let me take a as 45 and then b as 28. So right, so such you can just give the values. Now I need what is the hypotenuse, right, or the diagonal. Now I can just say that. So diagonal square or diagonal is directly equals to square root of 45 square plus 28 square. Now you all know the shortcut of 45 square. We already discussed. 5 square already ends with 25 always. Now 4 into 5 will give me the next two numbers, that is 20. 45 square, 5 square ends with always 25. 4 into next number will give you the first two digits or the first three digits, whatever it may be. Right? So 4 5s are 20. Plus now 28 square. 28 square, I told you, you need to remember at least till 30 squares. Right? So 28 square will give me 784. Alright, everybody, if you want to do, we can do 28 square. 2 2s are 4, 2 square 4, 8 square 64, 2 8s are 16, 16 plus 16 32. Then that's going to give me 784. Right? One more way of applying the shortcut to get the answer. Right? If you want, I can describe more. 2 square is 4, 8 square is 64. Now always I leave the last digit. 2 into 8 is 16. 16 twos are 32. So as I left the last digit, I wrote 32 over here, and addition will give me the answer. It is very simple. A square, B square plus 2AB. That's it, nothing much in a different form. Right? And that will give me 9, 0, and then how much? So just check out the values. 9 and then 0 and then 8 and then 2. So 2809. What is 2809 square root, everybody? We will square root of 2809 is how much? And you know how to answer. And basically, look, if you observe, only option that ends with 3 square can only give me 9, and that should be 53. Right, everybody? And if you want it, we can just check. 53 square, 5 square, 25, 3 square, 0, 9. Okay, always in a 2 digits. Right, everybody? Now 5 3s are 15, 15 2s are 30. So leaving last digit 30 over here, and that gives me 2809, and that's what my answer should be, 53. Right? Or else I told you how to find the perfect square also. Leaving last two digits, only possibility is 3 square or 7 square. 28 comes in between the 5 square and the 6 square. We should always take the least, that is 53 or 57. Now 55 you should check. Why? Because in between value is 55. What is 55 square? 55 square, 5 square is 25, 5 into 6 is 30. 55 square is 3025, then definitely it should be lesser value, that is 53 only. So many ways to find out the answers, which gives you in a very less time, everybody. So try to answer with as shortcuts as much as possible. Right? So do not forget the basics, fundamentals are very much required when it comes to the application of questions. All right, now move on to one more. A man can row 32 kilometers upstream and 48 kilometers downstream in 14 hours. Okay, given upstream plus downstream, total distance is 14. Fine. And also, he can row 24 kilometers upstream and 40 kilometers downstream in 11 hours. Fine. What is the speed of man in still water? Now, you all know that basically we'll take x as speed of man or boat, y as speed of stream, x minus y will be upstream, and x plus y as downstream. Right, everybody? This will follow every time. Whenever you have a question on boats and streams, this is the primary thing you have to follow. Why? Because there are certain values which will be given, and you have to understand what exactly are they. Now, given total time taken with the upstream plus time taken in the downstream is given as 14 hours. Right? Now, what is time taken in the upstream? Time is nothing but distance upon speed. Now, do you know what is the distance? Yes, I know what is the distance. In the upstream, he took 32 kilometers. He went upon his upstream speed is how much, everybody? X minus y. Plus, now time taken in the downstream. Time is nothing but distance upon speed. Speed will be downstream, x plus y. And what is the distance? It is given as 48 in the downstream. That is equals to 14 hours. Now, if you take x plus y and x minus y, okay, this is upstream, no? So minus thing. So this should be minus. And everybody, if you do take like x plus y and x minus y LCM and all, it will be very, very lengthy process. So what will I do? I'll take, let 1 plus x minus y be A, and 1 plus x plus y be B. All right, everybody. I hope you all understood the point. Yes. Now, so that will give me what? 32a plus 48b is equals to 14. Very simple enough. Equation 1. Or we can also simplify this. 16a plus 24b is equals to 7, which can now be treated as equation 2. Right? So this is the main equation that we are going to get from the first given data. Now, similarly, with the second given data, right? I'll write on the right hand side only so that I can use this in the next slide. Similarly, given 24 kilometer upstream, same. So 24 distance upon upstream x minus y plus 20 like 40 upon x plus y is equals to how many kilometers? Sorry, 11 hours, because time 1 plus time 2, time taken in the upstream plus time taken downstream in the second case. So case 2, right everybody? So this is case 1. Now similarly, 24a plus 40b is equals to 11. Now I cannot take anything common, so I have to solve equation 1 and 2. Alright, so if you solve equation 1 and 2, so no need to multiply, right? We can use a technique where we can just send one of the variable over the other side and it will give us a very simple answer. Right? Now let me just do it over here, the continuation part. Now this happens, so try to take care. Now the continuation part, so here we have solving equation 2 and 3. All right, now if I send 24 on the other side, that gives me 16a minus 7, right? That is equals to 24b. Okay, now equation 2 will have 24a minus 11 is equals to 11b, sorry, 40b. When I take division of these two values, like dividing 2 upon 3, very simple, just dividing 2 upon 3, I'll get this, everybody, and that says bb gets cancelled, very simple enough. So now we have very simplified equations. That is what everybody, 8 3s are 8 5s are, so 16 a's are, that will give me 80a minus 7 5s are 35 is equals to 23 a's are 72a minus 33. 80 minus 72 will give me 8a is equals to 35 and 33 will give me 2. So a is equals to how much? A is equals to 1 by 4. If a is equals to 1 by 4, what is b, everybody? Substitute in any other equation, you'll get b. Now, or else I can substitute in equation 1 only, right? So equation 1 substitution will give me what? 16 into 1 by 4, right? Plus 24b is equals to 7. 4 1s are, 4 4s are. So 24b is equals to 7 minus 4 3. So b is equals to 1 by 8. Yes, I got a is equals to 1 by 4, b is equals to 1 by 8. Right, everybody? Now what is a? Look, a is nothing but 1 by x minus 1, x minus 5. Or we can also take this as, everybody, if I'm not wrong, look, can I write 1 by x minus y is equals to 1 by 8 and 1 by x plus y is equals to, okay, 1 by 4 and 1 by 8. So that says x plus y is equals to 4 and x minus y is equals to 8. So solving this will give us 2x is equals to 12 and x is equals to 6 kilometer per hour. What is x? X is nothing but the speed of a man, and that's what they have asked, that is 6 kilometers per hour is the answer. Is it clear, everybody? People, I hope it is very, 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 very clear. All right. So basically, time, speed, distance with respect to boats and streams. So this is how we will solve. So always remember, we always take x, y, x minus 1, x plus y. That gives you a very detailed picture of the questions. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching this video, students.